U.S. men's national team draw last night against Mexico in Azteca 0-0. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Before we get into today's video talking about last night's World Cup qualifying game, Mexico versus U.S. that ended in a 0-0 draw, do me a quick favor, hit that sub button, okay? When we look at last night's game, USA versus Mexico, I had said in my preview video that I thought this was going to be either a 0-0 or 1-1 type game, and that's exactly what it was, okay? Each side had opportunities, and, it was by the stars of each team. Pulisic had two opportunities where he just wasn't technical enough, and I'm sure he would tell you that himself. I haven't seen the post-game interviews, but, I don't think either team was necessarily going to be happy with their performance. But at the end of the day, the bottom line in World Cup qualifying, especially when you're on the road as the U.S., is just get a point, because neither team has officially qualified. Okay, going into last night's game, the U.S. was second and Mexico was third. And that's exactly where each team's at as of today after last night's game. Okay, USA plays Panama and Costa Rica to finish this whole qualifying out. The next game, I believe, is against Panama. I'll make a video about that, breaking down my projected starting 11. But let's talk about last night's starting 11, okay? A couple guys that usually aren't in the starting lineup. We saw Kellen Acosta. He usually comes off the bench, but he has a ton of caps. I thought he did well in the middle with Musa and Adams. Okay, I thought Adams and Musa were probably our two best players overall last night. And defensively, we did okay. Yedlin and Robinson out wide, and Robinson and Zimmerman in the middle. That's who I had projected to start. I thought that's probably our best four available. So Greg Berhalter, in my opinion, put out a great lineup. I kind of wonder why Reyna didn't start if he was able to play. When he was in, he showed glimpses of the type of player that he is. One thing about Reyna, though, was his body language after, a couple of plays didn't go his way, kind of turned me off. He looked like he was pouting, crying about things. Maybe I read that wrong, but it looked like his body language and overall attitude wasn't great. And again, maybe that was because he didn't start and felt like he should have started over maybe a Pepe or a Timothy Way. Reyna, though, did pretty well when he came in. He had a run that, he deked up like 5 different guys, ended up getting the ball taken at the end, and there was no real opportunity created, but he looked good in glimpses. I think next game we probably see him start. Obviously, Weston McKennie's out, Serginho Dest is out, and, in the back for Dest, I thought Yedlin did well. I'd like to see him get involved a little more offensively, though. And going back to the Christian Pulisic thing that I will say, he just needs to be a little more technical in those big moments, and he usually is. Obviously he has some of the most goals for us in history, but in that game, that in Azteca World Cup qualifying, we've never won a game in Azteca for World Cup qualifying. Would have been huge if he put that away last night. And it was it was right on the doorstep. If you guys go back and watch that clip, I forget what minute it was, but it was just a tap in, and he just didn't put enough pace on it. So it is what it is. Musa also had an opportunity that he probably could have put away, just didn't put enough sauce on it, and went out for a corner. Overall, though, bottom line, 1 point, 2 games left in the World Cup qualifying. I like the lineup overall from Greg Berhalter. In my opinion, that's probably the best lineup as of, last night that we could have gone with. Some people might argue that Timothy Way or Pepe shouldn't have started, but everybody else, for the most part, I don't think you can argue in terms of starting for the U.S. men's national team right now. But like I said, I'll make a video about Panama's game. That'll be the second to last game for World Cup qualifying. I'll give you guys my prediction on that. Like I said, if you watched the previous video, you won some money. I gave you guys the tie, and I believe the odds are about a plus 400. So keep an eye out for that next video where I make a preview on the Panama game. But again, everybody, thanks again for tuning in to today's video. If you're new, before you head out, hit that sub button. Let me know in the comments below if you think the U.S. men's national team how they'll do against Panama, and if you think we're going to qualify. But guys, until next time, I'm out.